Hey guys, welcome to Bar Z. My name's Stan, and today we're going to revisit our friend the little planer gauge. Now I went ahead and did some work to it. I checked this angle, and it turns out it was not 30 degrees. A lot of you guys said, "Well, that looks like a 30-60." Here's a 30-60, and as you can clearly see, that's not even close. So it turns out it was 27 degrees, and where they came up with that number, I don't know. But it was 27 degrees. I checked it with a sine bar, and I put it over on a sine plate over on the grinder, and I trued up this little slider. And now at this point, we've probably thrown off these little mounting pads. So we're going to check the mounting pads. There's three, one this way and two this way. And we may have to get in there and just do a little regrind on those, but let's check them and see if anything needs to be done. So we've cleaned our fresh grind. We've cleaned the bottom of our little slider here. We checked it with some bluing for for contact. It makes good contact all the way up, doesn't rock or anything like that. So we're gonna just firmly tighten our little knob and check here and here and here, and probably if it needs it, we'll give it a touch up on the grinder, and that's just flat work, so it shouldn't be that hard. We've got a relief right down in this corner here, so we got somewhere for the grinder to drop off on the way through when we're grinding, so should be pretty easy, quick and easy if it even needs anything. But let's tip you down, get you pointed at the gauge, and we'll check these out. Okay, here we go. You guys are going to get swung down. Hopefully that's a good view of that gauge for you. Let's get our part over here. Get you over here. You are on the Square Master, which also can be used as a height gauge. And we're going to zero up in this corner right here. Okay, so we've got a zero there. And we're just going to make sure I'm down tight to the plate here. Make sure my zero comes back. It does. And we're going to zoom over to this side. Still with the zero. And now we're going to check four corners of this little pad. Looks like 2/10 low. Go over to this side. Creeped up on 3/10 low. Back to zero there. Okay. Let's go down to this lower pad. Oop, overshot. There. Oh, there's something going on there. That pad's got it can't possibly be that far off. I think it's got a grind issue there. That thing does need a regrind. Let's just take it out here. Yeah, she falls off. Falls off even more there. Yep, that one's like a wedge. It might be bent. It could have gotten dropped. This is actually a pretty thin little piece, so it could very easily be bent that much if it got dropped, especially with the rod on it. Somebody dropped it on the floor with that rod sticking out. But it's nothing you can't grind out. That's it's not too extreme. Okay, not too bad. Let's get up on this one here. Get you guys up a little bit. Check we're down on the plate. The squeaky tells me we are. Alright, let's get zeroed up on that again. Alright. From one side to the other, about a 1/10, get a little hump in it. come out to this outer extreme. She drops off a little bit. Or no, actually it's coming up, isn't it? It's on the rise. Okay. Back to 0. 0. Yeah, she comes up. Alright, so it could use a little bit of a grind, just a slight touch up. It's not going to need that much. The thing about these, tip you back up here so you can see what's going on. The thing about these is you've got this dowel that goes in there, and this has been cylindrically ground on the end, and it looks like we've got a ground and polished end here. And when you thread these in, you know, your threads really don't locate anything. See how loose that is. It's when they tighten down on the base, that's when they square themselves up. So you need to get those bases flat for this dowel to square up on there. So no big deal to just take and dust those off. You know, I think our worst number was like 1,000. So that's on this bottom one that I suspect. See, if this was screwed into here, this is what I suspect happened. If this got dropped this way, whatever, this could, before this dowel does anything, this is solid. That thing there is going to take a hit and deflect. So it could have taken a hit either way. So very possible that happened, or that it's just off. And it, you know, from all this grinding we've been doing, we've got one surface in the bottom that got reground down here. Plus we reground this the angle. And I checked the slider to make sure it had good contact, which it did. I checked it with some Prussian blue. Now with all these grinds going on, we've got 1-2 places where we could introduce errors, and now to correct it, this is our final grind to true everything up. So let me go get it on the grinder. It's not going to be a big deal to grind it. What we're going to do is we're going to mount sideways on the plate, and we're going to grind in this direction. But we're going to pack it in. We're going to put 1, 2, 3 blocks and pack it in tight on each side, because the magnet's not going to have a whole lot of power to hold it down. We're just dusting it lightly. We don't need a lot of holding power, but I do want to pack it in, make sure this thing doesn't get away from me when I'm grinding. All right, so that's I'm going to go do that off camera. It's basically just flat work. The biggest trick is getting in here on this flat without touching this side. I'll just use a piece of paper in there to create clearance and set my dial so I don't come in any farther and don't hit this side here. I don't want to side wheel that. All right, so yeah, let me go grind this, and we'll come back and check everything out. Okay, I got a little bit of green ink on here. I hope these lights aren't blowing you out. I just mounted the GoPro really quick. I got green ink, and you can see where it hasn't quite made it. I'm just coming in and missing that side and working my way out. Move this coolant hose out of your way. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to get to my dial, which is on 0. And I know I got my clearance down the side. And I'm just going to do about 1/10 of down feed. All I want to do is make that green disappear. Just got a little bit on those outer edges. We're doing another 10th. Working our way out. And we're almost done. One more 10th. Okay, I'll let I'm gonna cut you loose and let's go handheld here. All we've got's that corner up there. But that's not gonna affect where that round rod sits. So yeah, I'm calling that done. We're gonna move on to this top one now. And that's easy, we don't have to work up against a wall. Okay, we're ready to do this top. I've already just barely touched. And I'm just doing this so I can see where I've been. Move you guys, sorry. Okay. Pretty much as easy as that. I just got a couple little corners to do and we'll be done. One more little bit. Alright, that's it. So that's it for the grind on that. Just these extreme corners is what is not getting done. You know what? But that round rod isn't going to come anywhere near that. So I'm happy with those. All we have to do now is this one down here, complete. All right. Okay, so we're back from the surface grinder. We've got these two pads ground parallel with our bottom, and then we've got this one pad parallel with this bottom on the long side. So you got the long side and the short side. All right, so let's clean our base. Table clean. Feels good down on the table. No rock. Let's tip you guys down back at the gauge. And head on down to here. This should have been a slam dunk, but let's check it out. Zero up on this top pad. Alright, good zero. Check our four corners. 0, 0, 0. All good. Okay, happy that's 0. A shade under, not much, not even a tenth. Same thing, shade under. This corner and this corner. Okay, so we're all 0 all the way around there. Next up, we want to check the long way. So make sure we're down tight on the table. Clean, clean, clean. Feels good. Little squeak always tells me I'm sitting tight. Yeah, let's see how we did on this little plane here. Come on now. See if our 0 repeats there, which it does. And you know what? Let's. What I want to check is in that groove. Make sure I don't have anything funny going into that groove like I did before. No, it feels good now. Before it had a little ramp up and on its way into that. So I'm dropping into that relief there. But we got rid of that, so that's good. So let's check side to side. 0, 0. Running out here. Still looking good. Run it out here, still looking good. All right, so now we've got a nice clean spot for our dowel to sit on. You know, when the dowel goes in, as long as this has been ground square, I don't have a cylindrical grinder, so if this does need a grind, I got no way to fix this. Maybe Santa Claus will bring me a cylindrical grinder for Christmas. But as long as this has been ground square from the dowel to these ends, this rod will protrude either horizontally or vertically, whichever way you're using it. And I think we can finally call this one done. But there are some comments on the channel, hey, why didn't you check these compared to your outer extremities? But we got the grind done, our 27 degrees, which was very odd. If someone has an idea why they chose 27 degrees, I'm very interested in why someone would choose 27 degrees. But that brings this to a close, and this Brown and Sharp planer gauge is out of here. All right, guys, thanks for watching.